Yep. Inside, I want to kill myself. We are on an 0-7 run over the last 2 days. After tonight was just complete bullshit. So that's how I'm going to start off this show. Horrible Sunday, 1-5. I don't even know what to tell you about that. I just don't want to do this anymore. I've never seen anything like this, man. With the slump continuing, 2 straight losses, not a good day at all. 0-4. I just have not had a good season, man. What can this slump that I'm on? The slump continues. I've reached a new peak, actually. I'm gonna burn my Bruins hat, man. I don't know what is going on with the Bruins. March 8th, is that what it is? I don't even know. It's March 9th, I think. Who even knows, man? I don't know what day it is anymore. I don't even know what day it is anymore, man. Back with you after the worst day that I could possibly have. Back with you, as I always am. Until I die, at least. 0-2 yesterday, and yesterday did not go well for me. 0-5. The worst month that I've ever had in my 18 years doing this. I don't know what to even tell you about this anymore. Broke the slump yesterday as the slump continues. The slump continues. Somebody fucking kill me, please. I don't even know what I should do at this point other than potentially end it all. What's up, guys? It's Toad back with you again. Thanks for hanging out for the basketball show. I feel like I'm dead. Gave up the college basketball plays. Some of these lines moved in a direction that I was not expecting, so you can get better numbers on. I'll talk about it at the end of the show. Duquesne and Old Dominion. The market read looks like it's still against me on, well, both of those now at this point. But, I mean, we're going with the spots that I see, man. So that's just what it is. We'll see what happens with it. Even though Old Dominion, I don't know. Maybe that one's the weakest one that I got there, but I don't know. Hopefully it works out. We're going to talk about NBA here. There's 6 NBA games. This will be quick, but I do have one NBA play. There's one spot that I like here in the NBA. First game up is at 5 p.m. NBA TV. Eastern, of course. Orlando at Phoenix. Orlando is coming off blowing out the Kings, but what else is new? I mean, the Kings have basically packed it in for the season. Their best 2 players are gone. Whatever. Orlando killed them. But maybe Orlando will be a little bit overvalued just because they looked so good in that win. Whereas Phoenix didn't exactly look great, although they played a much better team in San Antonio. Phoenix took the loss there pretty badly to San Antonio there. So maybe they will bounce back from that. And if you look at the market here, surprisingly, the Magic look like the public side here. 62% of the tickets and only 54% of the cash. Suns down from 2-1. I'll lean slightly to the Suns in that one. I don't really have a great read on that game at all, though. But just because they're coming off the much uglier looking loss, which I think might be skewing the perception of that game a little bit. Although it is interesting to note that the odds makers are basically telling you the Magic are the slightly better team, even though their record is worse. So that is something to keep in mind. But the Magic also stink on the road. They're 11-14 on the road. Suns 18-10 at home. And if you're just asking who's going to win the game, you know, I mean, I think I do have to lean to the Suns slightly, but not a strong opinion there. Charles, what's up, man? Didn't I just see you? Philadelphia at New Orleans. These 2 teams, Philadelphia played I think, did all these teams play Thursday? Hold on. I want to make sure which teams are on the back-to-backs. I just have to make note of that. Yeah, Orlando and Phoenix didn't play yesterday. Some of these teams did, though, like New Orleans. So Philadelphia is coming off kind of an ugly home loss coming out of the break. They lost to Atlanta. I did kind of lean to Atlanta in that one. That was one of the few that I was actually right about. Now they got to play New Orleans, but tomorrow they do have to play Minnesota, man. So even though Philly is off kind of a gross loss, they have a big game on deck against Minnesota, man. I don't know what the status of Embiid is because he did not play in that last game. He's still out, so he's not coming back until the next game, and then George is suspended, so you're looking at a Sixers team that's still down. Both of those players. Nobody's going to want New Orleans. I know New Orleans is on a back-to-back. They were atrocious last night. I thought they were going to have a much better game. I don't know what that was. This New Orleans team, though, I mean, they do have a lot of young talent. I don't know, man. In this game, I think that it being a back-to-back is less of a bad thing when you had a ton of time off before the first game. You know, you're not like totally gassed yet just because you played one game yesterday. So I actually think I probably lean to the Pelicans here. It looks way too easy to play the Sixers at -4. 59% of the tickets on them, 51% of the cash on New Orleans. I'll agree with New Orleans in that one. Not a strong opinion or anything, but yeah, that's the way that I look at it. Memphis at Miami. Memphis is a team that basically is just playing with no team. Like, they're a shell of a team at this point. Let's put it that way. But they did get a win against Utah coming out of the break. And I actually leaned to Memphis in that game, and I went against the market read in that one. Didn't give it out as a play, obviously. That game was like, you know, bet that game at your own peril. But I was right about Memphis in that one. They got the win, but now they got to step way up in class from playing Utah to now playing Miami, who is a significantly better team than Utah. Miami got Tyler Hero back, I believe, and they won last night. So they are on a back-to-back off of a nice win over Atlanta. That was a good win. They crushed them by almost 30 points. I did like Miami in that one. I had my few hesitations about it. Hero did come back, so now I think that's a good thing that now Hero has a game under his belt, and he was pretty good in the last game. Playoffs, yeah, Miami will definitely be in the playoffs. Miami, you know, they're coming off a big win, though, man. Memphis, their win is kind of less impressive yesterday, winning only by 9. You know, both teams are having to travel here. Miami only has Milwaukee on deck, but I don't know. This seems like it is kind of too many points for the Heat here to be laying. I know it's a Grizzlies team that just doesn't have anybody in the lineup, but the Heat might just kind of overlook them after what the Heat did last night. The Heat are on the back-to-back. The Grizzlies are not, I don't think. Let me see here. Memphis didn't. Oh, no, Memphis is on a back-to-back, too. My mistake. So both teams are on back-to-backs with somewhat similar travel, but I'd probably take the points of the Grizzlies. The Heat are the public side. 78% of tickets, only 77% of the cash, but no real opinion on that one either. The Heat, an 11-point favorite now, probably because of all these guys not playing for Memphis. Next game up is the best bet. Let's do it. I almost deleted that graphic. That's not what we want, although I do have it on my computer somewhere. I could re-upload it. And, of course, I click on the wrong thing again. I hate StreamYard, dude. I clicked right on the timer again that cycles through instead of on the banner. We're going to be on the Chicago Bulls plus the points here. Hopefully this is not bullshit. We're going to fade Detroit, dude. I just see no other option than to fade Detroit. I mean, they're laying a ton of points on the road, too. I mean, come on. I know Detroit's good. I still question whether they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they do seem to have the Knicks number, but this is why we're going to fade them here. They're coming off a great win at New York. The Knicks are a good home team, man. I thought the Knicks would get that game. Instead, no. Detroit has now won 3 games against the Knicks, all in blowouts. That is an extremely satisfying win for Detroit, man. Now they have to play this lowly Bulls team that can't win a game. And up next, they got to play a Peacock game against the Spurs. Then they got ESPN games against Oklahoma City and Cleveland. And that's what their Monday, Wednesday, Friday looks like. So you want to talk about a sandwich spot? Yeah, this is one. Chicago looks like they can't beat anybody right now. I thought they would be in decent shape coming out of the break. I thought the All-Star break would disrupt their losing momentum, and they lost again to Toronto. But it was Josh Giddey's first game back, and he had a horrible game. He was 1 for 7 from the field, and he only played like 20-something minutes. So I like how this sets up for Chicago now, man. You know they're not going to overlook Detroit, for one thing, but Josh Giddey having a game under his belt is good. You know, I talk about how when that star player comes back, the first game he comes back, I know it was good for Miami last night, but a lot of the times the team will be a little bit overvalued, and that player sometimes won't play well right away. Sometimes he won't get that many minutes, but now that he's got a game under his belt, I think the team can play a lot better in the next game. I expect Giddey to play a lot better. I think he's going to get more minutes now. Again, I mean, he was 1 for 7. He was rusty. He couldn't have been any worse. in that game against Toronto. So I think Chicago is going to give you a much better game this time. They're getting a good team coming into their place. Last time they played, they did lose at Detroit back on January 7th by double digits. So Detroit, may overlook them for that reason too. Chicago lost both games at Detroit, but the season opener, Chicago actually won at home against Detroit before we knew what this Detroit team was. I've had a good gauge on this, by the way. I think I leaned correctly in that first game of the season with Chicago, and I forget which game it was. One of the games, it was an injured player spot going in both directions, and I gave out a play on the Pistons in one of the games, and I got it right. I forget which one, but I'm giving you Chicago in this one. That's what we're going with here. I don't think I have a whole lot else to say about it. But yeah, I think the Pistons will wind up being a public side here. 70% of tickets, 71% of the cash, and I'm getting a shit ton of points at home here. And I guess we could look at what the team's home-road splits are here, or what they look like. The Pistons are good on the road and at home, so there's no real, they don't have a bad home-road dichotomy. Like, they're basically good both ways. Good both ways. Doesn't really matter, but the Bulls are at least above 500 at home, man. So the Bulls have been better at home than on the road. They're a winning team at home at the very least. So we do have a good home-road split in favor of Chicago at home there. So we are on the Bulls. I'm not going to lose it. I still have that graphic. It was AI, so I don't think AI could replicate it, but I don't know. I don't love it, really. Sacramento at San Antonio. This is a terrible game. Sacramento looks like they can't do anything against anybody at this point. They got to be the worst team in the NBA, especially without Sabonis and Levine. They're terrible, but maybe they'll show a little bit more effort here. They get to play San Diego now. They are coming off a really bad performance against Orlando, where San Antonio looked really good, blowing out Phoenix. San Antonio does have Detroit on deck, so you could make the argument this is kind of a sandwich spot here. That's a Peacock game coming up, so I would lean to the Kings plus the points in this one. I don't want to do it, but that would be the way I would lean in this one. The Spurs are up from 17.5 to 18 here. You might not get the best effort out of the Spurs in this particular game, and that would be the handicap here. 71% of tickets, 65% of the cash on the Spurs. The money looks like it does agree with the Kings in that one. And then finally, the best game of the night is ABC at 8:30 p.m., although they're going to have to compete with, I guess here's the reason why they did this. The ESPN Duke-Michigan game should actually end right around the time this game starts, so everybody gets to watch both of these big games if they want to. Houston at New York is this game. Rockets, Knicks. This is a good game, dude. It's obviously the best game of the day. Not for betting purposes, really, but for the entertainment value of it. Houston did beat Charlotte in the first game out of the break. Decent win on the road. Not an easy game, really. Houston should have won that game by more. Like I said, they were winning by double digits with a couple minutes left, and maybe started looking ahead. I don't know. But this is a big game, but Houston does have to travel now from Charlotte up to Madison Square Garden, and the Knicks are not traveling. And the Knicks are probably going to be real angry sitting at home off another ugly loss to Detroit, man. I mean, I know Detroit's good. I know that was a big game, a game you get up for, but I think the Knicks should bounce back here, man. They're hosting a primetime game on national TV. They're staying at home, so there are definitely some advantages to the Knicks here. Houston having to travel. Houston coming off a win. The Knicks looking like they're going to be in a massively focused spot here. The Knicks are also way better at home, even though I know it didn't look it in the last game, but they're 21-8 straight up at home, and the Rockets are not good on the road. The Rockets are 16-13 on the road, so there is a major home road split here in favor of the Knicks in this game. And the Knicks are not laying that many points. I know Houston's a good team, but I would have to play the Knicks in this game if I was going to play it. Knicks are laying 3.5, 59% of tickets, 76% of the cash. They're up from 2.5, maybe some injury type of situation, changing the line a little bit, but Knicks would be the way I would play that game, laying the points there. No. LaMelo driving, I'll have to look at that, I guess. He injured a kid running over his foot. That's pretty bad. All right. That's going to do it, man. So once again, my plays today. We'll look at the college basketball plays one more time, but they are Duquesne plus the points, which you can now get 6.5, and I would see if you can get a 7. It looks like it might hit 7 now. I'll put it in the description what I wind up actually seeing the number at. Old Dominion is at 5 now. I think, I don't know if you'll get better than that, but the other ones stay the same. So it's Old Dominion plus the points. Missouri State plus the 4 is still out there. New Mexico State -7 is still out there. And San Francisco plus 8, I think, is still... actually, you might only be able to get 7.5 on that one now. But I would still do it at 7.5. And then the Bulls plus the points in the NBA as we finally step back into the NBA for the first time out of the All-Star break. Being selective with the NBA, although a lot of times I will have a run of a bunch of NBA plays. But college basketball has been a lot better than NBA this season. NBA has just been mediocre. And then if we want to look at the... market reads real quick here. Dayton is looking like a public side here, and it looks like we can get 7 on Duquesne now, so that's probably what I'll recommend. I think, dude, you know what? The professional bettors might have just wanted to come in and drive that lineup intentionally just to come back on Duquesne, because I think it is such a good spot for Duquesne. So it's going to be Duquesne plus 7 now on that one. And the market read is not scaring me as much now. On Southern Miss, it is scaring me. That's up to 5, like I said, basically. It looks like the money's on Southern Miss, but, that one is probably the weakest one at this point. I'm worried. The money is all over Missouri State, so I like seeing that. New Mexico State, we don't see much going on with that market percentage yet. And then San Francisco, we don't see anything on that yet either because those are later games. But that's going to do it. Learn to Toad on Twitter. Learn to Toad on Instagram. Follow me. Subscribe to me. Throw me some support. All that. Like, subscribe. Give me good comments here on the show. On the YouTube channel. Listen on audio. Spotify, Apple. That all helps me out too. Give me good reviews over there. Boost the channel, man. Let's get it up. We've increased the ukulele channel on YouTube. Like, subscribe, reply there as well. Patreon.com/LearnToToad. You get some bonus uke content there, and then a loser cast every Tuesday night. You can check that out as well. The comedy podcast, that's going to do it. 365 Division I teams, I believe, in the NCAA, but I keep it very, very selective, though. Like, the percentage of games that I play in the NBA is definitely higher, and in the NFL and stuff. I don't know, it just, for some reason, it's easier to just get focused on. I don't know what it is. I just have more criteria for college basketball, I guess, but college basketball, it's been a good season, though, and it's certainly been high volume still just because there are so many games that get played. But percentage-wise, I play a very low percentage of the college basketball games. Less now than I was in the past, too. Like, a typical Saturday, I'd potentially have like 7, 8 plays, but now it's like a lot of times it's 4 or 5. Hopefully I'm picking the right ones. The best ones today I do think are Duquesne and San Francisco, though. I love those two, and hopefully the rest can get there too. That's going to do it. I appreciate it. Charles, get some wins today. Let's everybody have some wins. Peace. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably talk a little bit about the hockey game tomorrow in the Olympics, but of course, tomorrow will be college basketball and NBA primarily, so that's going to do it. Well, it wouldn't be 365 because even on the biggest Saturday, there were about 150 total games. Not every team is playing, and there will never be 365 games because that's the number of teams that there are. So that's going to do it. Peace for now.